Hi there, today I'd love to show you a brand new mod that I've had done to our Adria 552 PK. I've just had a washing machine installed in our caravan. I thought it might be helpful to show you as much as I possibly can so that if you intend on installing this or another washing machine, it might help with where things go. So I can't help with technical information, but I can show you exactly how this one was fitted. This is a Sphere 3.3 kilogram washing machine. It's fully automatic. I've just been using it under our awning when we've been at caravan parks, and I didn't really realize that it was possible to install it in the caravan until I saw that a couple of other people had done it. And I found that it was quite hard to research how it was actually fit in there, which is why I'm trying to film as much as I can here, just so that it might help you if you intend on doing the same thing. So I thought that I would show you all of the install that I possibly can with my camera, and at the same time I'll show you how this washing machine works. As you can see, it's a really tight fit inside our main wardrobe at the back of our Adria 552 PK. I wanted to get it installed by a proper caravan repairer just because I'm not mechanically minded, and I wanted to make sure that everything was legal and everything was okay. So you can see here the electricity supply for the washing machine. So it's simply just plugging the cord in. You could leave it in all the time, I guess. I just keep it unplugged because it's the kids' bunk beds, and it just gets in the way and they want to plug in their devices and things like that. So obviously a hole has been bored through the wall between the wardrobe and the bunk bed. And the little white covering you can see there is just a little plastic cord cover to make it look a little bit neater. This washing machine comes with this little basket inside, which clips there really securely, and it says that you have to have that installed for when you're traveling. This is the inside. This is a 3.3 kilogram washing machine, and this is what I really love about this washing machine. It's fully automatic, so it goes through all the cycles, and it actually holds a fair bit. It doesn't hold as much as an ordinary washing machine, of course, but I feel like this is probably just about as close as you can get when you're camping. It's really fantastic for when you're at a caravan park. It means you don't have to go to the laundry. You probably have to do your laundry every couple of days, really, because again, it doesn't hold a huge amount, but as I'm trying to show you here, it actually does hold a reasonable amount of clothing. Obviously, as the name says, 3.3 kilograms. So there's a nice little tune as it turns on. Just put a scoop of washing powder straight in. I think there's a little container there, probably for fabric softener or something like that. So you can see on the side here, this is where the water delivery pipes have been fitted to fill the machine. That little blue tap there switches the water on and off, and I'm fumbling around a little bit because I'm not used to it yet, but I eventually worked it out. I'm setting it here to a full load, and it's on the full cycle as well, so it will wash and rinse. So today I'm running this on tank water. and so the pump is switched on. You can hear the pump cycling on and off, but normally I'd be using this washing machine at a caravan park, and so it would be plugged into mains water, and I'd be using the mains water and not the tank water. So I'm going to run a full cycle here. It's 38 minutes. And another tip for this washing machine is, even though I'm closing the door here and walking away from it, I would never leave this washing machine running. It's a great washing machine. It gets your clothes really clean. It's fantastic. Super happy with it. So far, so good. Hasn't broken down or given me any trouble. But it does have a little bit of an issue, which all washing machines do, and that is if it's off balance when it spins, it starts thumping. And look, the old-fashioned washing machines that we used to do that. Not even our super modern one in the house will do that on occasion if it's out of balance. So you've got to have the clothes just so, and if you've got a big jumper on one side, it's going to start thumping. And it does have an automatic shut off, but not until it's made a lot of noise and a lot of vibration. So I always try and catch it before it gets to that point, rearrange the clothes and get it started again. This is the back pipe. This is obviously the water coming out of the washing machine as it drains in between rinses, in between washes. I haven't got a hose on this, as you can see. We're at home, so this doesn't matter. That's a paddock. So there's no big deal there with the water coming out there. But of course, before we travel and use this washing machine, I would make sure that I got a pipe for that to run to the water outlet wherever we are. This of course is installed next door to the shower cubicle. So I assume the installers have tapped into the water supply somehow, the plumbing somehow there. I'm sorry, I can't give you any more information than that, but I'm sure that a lot of you are very good with the water supplies to the Adria 552 PK, but obviously I'm not. As you can see here, I've just triggered one of the safety aspects of this machine, which is if you go to lift the lid when it's spinning, it will scream at you and automatically stop. This is the spin cycle now. It does do a really good job. It gets the clothes really wrung out, and so they dry really quickly when you hang them on the line. Or I guess you could take them and put them in the dryer at the laundrette. But really the whole point of this is that you can wash your clothes in the caravan and you can relax. You don't have to go and worry about finding laundrette or hanging around laundrettes waiting for your clothes to be done, and it's just such a waste of time, especially if you're on your holidays. And of course it saves you quite a bit of money as well. I find that I end up spending $12 to $20 a week on laundrettes, on laundries, and so this machine will eventually pay for itself. As you can hear here, it's a little noisy, it's thumping a little bit, so I'm just pausing it and I'm going to rearrange the clothes a little bit so that I can restart it and it will spin quietly. I've had this machine about 2 years now, pretty much since we got the van. I just had a quick Google and they seem to be between $350, $450, something like that. If I think I'll pop a link in the description of this video so that you can take a look if you're interested in buying one. So off it goes again, and it's spinning quite happily now. Now I'm not recommending this washing machine for off-grid because it would take a fair bit of management, because this machine uses a lot of water. So you can set this to wash, or you can set it for a full cycle, which is wash and rinse, and I think it does 2 or 3 rinses. So that's where all the water goes, but you could get away with just setting it to wash and it would use a lot less water. But of course, if you're only using the wash cycle, then you would need to not use washing powder, or maybe just use wool wash. I don't think you need to rinse the clothes if you just use wool wash, and that could be a way around it. As far as powering it off grid, I do have a 1000 watt think it's a 1,000 watt inverter, and I think that would probably run the machine. So off-grid, I guess, running it on the inverter. This would work, but honestly, I wouldn't do this unless I knew that I was going to go and get more water, if I wasn't far away from somewhere where I could go and fill up the tanks, or we were just about to leave or something like that off-grid, so that I knew that I could replenish the water, because there's no way that I'd want to lose so much drinking water to wash the clothes. I'd probably take along one of those hand washing buckets and maybe do it that way. I'd just like to mention something about where this washing machine is located. It's in the wardrobe because I simply don't have any room anywhere else in the caravan for it, unless I sacrifice things like the oven or the kitchen drawers, maybe space in the bathroom, none of which I wanted to. It's also located centrally at the back, and of course a lot of weight at the back can cause issues. This machine weighs 19 kilograms, so it's no lightweight. What I did do was I had a lot of drawers in the back, and obviously I took them all out, and I've moved them under the bunk more towards the center. I have towed the caravan with this washing machine installed when I brought it back from the repairers. We live about 3 hours away from the repairers, so a fairly good tow. I didn't notice any huge difference. I tow with a sedan, a Ford Falcon sedan, and it seemed to me to tow just fine, which it always does seem to do. I really can't fault the Adria's, this particular caravan, for towing really well. And so far, I think swapping the weight out with the drawers hasn't really made a difference. And so here's the completed load of laundry. As you can see, it's a fair amount. I probably could have got a little bit more in. It's got it all drip free, so it's going to dry really quickly. And yeah, it does a really good job. So I'm examining the bottom of the machine all the time here. You can see that the installers, firstly they just installed it straight on the shelf, which would have been fine, but I was a little bit paranoid about maybe if the washing machine leaks. It never has to my knowledge, but washing machines, I don't know, things can go wrong. There's water. And of course, this is installed over the fuse box, so I was worried about water maybe leaking through to that. So I got them to put a couple of extra lips on the front and the back, so that if it did have a leak, then hopefully it would contain that water. Again, I'm not going to leave this washing machine going when I'm not around. But anyway, at least for this first wash here, absolutely bone dry, as expected. So that's really fantastic, because I was a little bit worried about that, just because it is over that fuse box. So just popping my clothes back in. I am still using that space, just not with a lot of weight, just some lightweight stuff to hang up. And of course I've hung all these the wrong way because they'll all fall off, so you have to turn the hangers around if you don't want them to all fall off when you're towing. But I'm just being lazy.
I really hope you enjoyed watching our video about washing machine. Please do consider dropping us a like if you did enjoy the video, and I'd love for you to leave a comment, especially if you've got an Adria too. Thanks for watching.